Good Erev Shabbos. This is Shabbos Parshas Beshalach. This is the Ger in every Parsha. And we'll just start with the first Pasuk. Vayhi Beshalach Paro Es Ha'am. Something very interesting is that the sages say that every time Vayihi shows up, and it was, and it happened, that it's a harbinger of misfortune, of calamity. And we see this in several places. They bring it up in it's in the beginning of Sefer Yehoshua, and they explain that it was because there was a degradation from Moshe to Yehoshua. It's in Sefer Shoftim, because the theme of the book of Shoftim is that everybody did what was right in their own eyes. It was a period of the judges, where the judges were judging people, but also the people were judging the judges, because the judges weren't necessarily on the level that they were supposed to be on. It's also in the beginning of the book of Rus, and the sages explain because Avimelech, who was the father-in-law of Rus, and the father of Machlon and Chilion, was the Parnasador, and because they were going through a famine, the Jews needed their help, and they ran away to a different country because they didn't want to help. So in each of these situations, every time you find this word, we see that there was a calamity on the forefront. And here again, we have the same thing, because as we know, the end of the story is that they were attacked by Amalek. Another thing is that it's brought up in different places that when it mentions Ha'am, the nation, that this is specifically referring to the mixed multitude, which was mentioned in last week's Parshas Bo, that came up with the Israelites out of Egypt, which was a mixed multitude from all different nations. And the Ari explains, it's brought down in Kabbalah, that the mixed multitude was attached to Moshe Rabbeinu. And how do we see that? Because it says that it says in Pasuk 19, Moshe took the bones of Yosef with him, for he had made the children of Israel swear, saying, God will surely remember you, and you shall bring my bones up from here with you. So it's explained, the Ari explains that Moshe had a special kesher with Yosef. Why? Because Yosef made the converts in Egypt. He in the other Midrash explains that Yosef told the Egyptians that they needed to circumcise themselves in order to get food. Reason being is because Yosef practically understood that famine comes upon a land because of the sexual sins of the people of that land, which is called Gilui Arayos, which is one of the three cardinal sins that a Jew is supposed to give up his life instead of commit. So the mixed multitude was converted originally by Yosef. And so Moshe was attached to this mixed multitude, and he also brought the mixed multitude up out of Egypt, and these were the converts of Yosef. Also some converts that converted at that time, because it says that when the sorcerers of Paro said to Paro that this is none other than the finger of God, when they were referring to the Machlon Kinim, which was the plague of lice, because they couldn't perform the same sorcery at that time, they said that it was the finger of God. And these were two sons of Bilam, who were actually the orchestrators of the sin of the golden calf, which we'll get into later. But Moshe was connected to these converts, and it's explained in Kabbalah that they actually represented the evil side of Moshe, and it was his job to rectify them. See, the problem is that because these converts were made under coercion, there's something in the Gemara called a lion convert. These were converts that converted because they were supposedly scared of being killed by lions. So a convert that is coerced to convert, it's called unripe fruit, meaning taking the fruit before it's ripe. So this kind of convert can cause problems. This is a convert that's talked about in Rambam, that is a convert bishvil davar, that converts for a specific reason, where the real convert, the true convert, is a convert that converts for altruistic motives because he loves God, he loves the Torah, he loves the Jewish people. Those are the only reasons, true reasons to convert. Any reason outside of that, whether you got romantically involved with a Jew, or you're scared, or you want a good business deal, or who knows what other reason, there is no other good reason. And anybody who converts for a reason outside of an altruistic motive is suspect, and can cause major problems for Israel. And this is where all the negativity towards converts comes from, is these insincere converts. And the mixed multitude is a prime example of these insincere converts who converted only because they saw the Jews were being blessed and the Egyptians were being cursed, and that they were being plagued. So these converts came out with Moshe, and we're going to talk more and more about these converts. It's known as the Erev Rav, and every time that it mentions the word there is another meaning behind it, that it's addressing the Erev Rav. And we're going to see interesting things delineated in the language over and over again, and also certain things that come up. In this Erev Rav were extremely holy souls and extremely wicked souls. And it's the Jews' job to do the birurim, to separate the wicked from the good. And that's what the Erev Rav has to teach us. So this has been the Ger in every Parsha, Parshas Bashalach. Thanks for listening. Good Shabbos.